push that, push, keep pushing, push that, push, keep pushing, push that, push, keep pushing. No matter what you're going through, I want to see you push it, push that, push, keep pushing, push that.
You just cry. I done did that too. You know, you know that's.
Now you was about to ask something.
So
I cut
how
you
old
back.
were you when you acquired the name Mayhem?
I was about 16 years old.
And who gave that name to you?
The people in the neighborhood gave my.
And why?
I'm from the street. I'm from is Mayhem.
Mayhem over there. Yeah, I didn't know.
The street I'm from is called Mayhem.
By Spring Valley.
In North Dallas.
Okay, so that's,
Mayhem
so
is the far north you can get. You pass over Mayhem, you in Dallas. Spring Valley is the borderline to Richardson. So if you cross over Spring Valley, you're in Richardson. If you're on this side of Spring Valley, you in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So Mayhem is right there. Dallas police patrol Mayhem, but they ain't even Mayhem no more. It says Spinoza now. They didn't change the name of the street.
So that's where you got it from?
That's why, because I moved up to Spring Valley, and I used to wear my clothes because my neighborhood, because I come from Adelia, and when I moved from Adelia, I ended up getting shot on Adelia. You know what I'm saying? That's how the police ended up. I was got jammed by the police that had me in the bottom of the hill, shot, in the shootout. So my name was on the police report. That got us evicted out of the Adelia Heights, and then they moved us to they moved me to Mayhem, and that's when I got over to Mayhem and started hanging out with the fellas over there. But over there I was just called Kevin, you know what I'm saying? But then when I moved to Spring Valley, all my clothes said Mayhem, so people around the neighborhood would just be like, Mayhem, Mayhem. And so then everybody where I go be like, you seen Mayhem? And then when I went to jail, you know what I'm saying, people were just like, that's Mayhem, and it's just stuff.
Wow.
And then when you go to prison, they tell you off the muscle, don't let nobody else, give you no name. You ain't Slim, Red, Yellow, none of that. You know what I'm saying? You the Mayhem, Kevin, Mr. DuBriel, or punch him in the face or something like that. You don't let nobody give you nobody name. That's your name. So.
And how old were you when you added the Mentor onto your name, and why?
I added the Mentor on when I got out because my name was OG Mayhem. As a radio talk show personality, and I could say I'm a mentor to kids. And it seems like when people got to say asking OG Mayhem, they was more fascinated with me being a gangster than me trying to tell you about how to live a more realistic life. You know what I'm saying? A real what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I didn't want people to call me OG Mayhem. So I just said, man, don't call me OG Mayhem. Call me Mayhem the Mentor from here on out. So it used to be OG Mayhem.
Okay.
Wow. So do you feel like when you went to when you was in prison and you basically had done, when did you wake up and be like, okay, it's 8 years now, I got to get the hell up out of here, you know what I mean? Or it's 9? Did you think about it like that, or you was like,
the first time I went to prison, I never really, I can say,
I'm talking about all the way to 8-9 years into it, you was just still whatever it take. I don't care about getting out.
The first time I went to prison, I was what they call penitentiary balling.
Okay.
My homeboy Big O begged me to go to parole. I had given up on parole. I didn't give a damn about no parole. I was on doing some time and just I didn't care. I was only supposed to do 7.5 years on my 15-year sentence.
I know.
Here I am on 10. I'm doing 10 years now. I'm like, what? 5 more years? I mean, when you start doing time, man, you start getting kind of a little confused. You like, what? 5 more years? That's 5 years, boy. What you mean? That's a long time. But
in your head, you didn't care about that.
I mean, I was living so comfortable in prison, as because here I am. I'm young. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm young, but I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm living good in prison. You feel me? So it's just like, man, man, I don't even care about what parole got to say. My homeboy like, just go down there, man. They might give you something. I went down there and talked so bad to the parole people. I went down there, because the first time I went down to parole, they made me look like a fool. So this time I went down there, they were like, well, what happened? Now, and when I'm going there talking to parole, this is like the 5th, 6th time I done seen parole. Ain't nothing changed. My house, everything the same. So it's just like these things is just a rehearsal. It's like a joke. They send you down here to see parole, and then they give you a set off within 4 or 5 months. I ain't got time for that. So I went down to this parole meeting with an attitude, and I was like, they were like, what you want to know? I was like, what do I want to know? I want to know what's for child hall. And they were like, well, what you mean? So I was like, man, I want to know, you feel me? what they got for child? They were like, we got hamburgers and French fries. I said, that's it. That's all I want to know because I'm finna go get something to eat. And I left that parole people right there, and I ended up getting the FI3.
What? They gave you one?
They gave me a FI3.
Why? Because they felt like they couldn't change the way you responded to them, or they was amazed by it?
I didn't even know until I got a land to go to the schoolhouse. I'm like, well, I ain't in no school. What you give me a land for? You ain't changed it.
So
I must have made parole.
So when that click, you come home the first time, and I'm just trying to get through it. You come home. How long did you stay out?
I stayed out a year.
You stayed out a year.
Right.
What was the cause to make you go back into the situation after 11-year sentence? You like, okay, now you get out. I'm free. I'm finna do right. Or no, hell no, I'm out here and I don't know what I'm about to get into.
I said I was gonna do right. I remember my homeboy came pick me up. He had a gun in the car. I'm like, oh Lord, you got a gun in the car.
I done did 11 years, nigga.
I can't be hanging out with you. He's like, oh, I was like that when I got out.
That was just at first, right?
My first, yeah, because first thing my homeboy pull up, he got heat on. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't be hanging out with you. I already got no gun, but my dad ended up passing away. I was doing good. I got my CDL license.
I seen that in the book.
I got my CDL license. I was working at the DFW airport. I was doing great, man. I was really focused. You feel me? I had a lady that was a teacher at high school. She was a DeSoto High School teacher. She was also a dancer at the Black Theater and Arts. I used to go down to the Majestic Theater and watch her perform. Beautiful. I had a beautiful life, man. And my dad was like, hey, man, come see me. My dad at this time was living in California. This is my adopted dad. He got remarried. He's doing great. But he's like, hey, man, my dad was born with his kidneys on his outside. So he was on dialysis. He always kind of been struggling, you know, with his body. But I'm not understanding how serious this is. But he had dialysis. Okay. So he's running out of his kidneys and stuff like that. So he tell me, hey, man, I don't think I'm going to live too much longer. I'm like, oh, Pop, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? But if you think you finna die, then I'm gonna tell you I love you, and this is, you know, so we got to have this conversation. And he's like, when you gonna come see me? I'm like, I'm gonna come see you, but I can't come see you because I ain't been out of prison for you know, prison got stipulations, and when you got a murder case and aggravated robbery, and you got all this, they ain't gonna, go ahead, I'll say. They ain't trying to do none of that. So I'm like, listen, so let me do 6 months, and then I gotta put this information in, then I can go out. By this time, I'm working, I got my job, I got my CDL license, you know, everything going good. I'm like, Dad, let me get everything, get my money up, and then I'm gonna come see you. He's like, don't worry about it, I'm gonna come see you. Okay. I'm saying, all right, well, that work. My dad left from California. He had a massive heart attack in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Wow. On his way coming to see you.
On the way to come see you.
On his way coming to see me.
Wow.
So now I go I said, well, you know, I gotta do the right thing. I messed up, man. That's crazy, man. That's a hard blow. Well, let me do the right thing and go tell parole. Parole, my dad died in New Mexico. Can I go to the funeral? I'm free now. No, you can't go. Wow. So what you think I did?
Went ballistic. Started turning up again.
Then I went to my dad had 3 funerals. We had one in New Mexico, one in California, and we buried my dad in Louisiana.
You went to all 3?
I went to all 3 of the funerals.
So it's on. It's up from then on. So now, once you go to them, do they automatically violate you, or you made it back?
Come on, man, they automatically violate.
They start calling you trying to see where you was at.
I'm out of there. I'm violated. I don't even care about no parole, man. I'm out of there. By the time I came
now
back,
you're on the run.
I'm not on the run yet.
But you know what? I have a question. Hold on. Put that on pause 1 second.
What?
Did your twin brother follow down the same path?
No.
No, the reason why I ask you, because when I ask you if your area or where you grew up have an impact on where you went, and you said it was because you didn't have the leadership or the mentorship at that time. Right. But your brother was raised in the same house, same situation, same everything, but he didn't go that
Lord,
path.
He had a worse childhood than I. My brother was my, you know, he was like, you know, he was my white version of me, kind of like per se, but he wasn't kicking up no dust. He got in trouble. He stayed in TYC and TEC.
So he did get in trouble too.
He was incarcerated most of his teenage years. Okay. I didn't get incarcerated until I was 18.
So he did go down the same path somewhat.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to figure out. If he was like the good brother,
we both have 4 felonies.
Okay. Now. Yeah. Okay. Continue with your story.
Go ahead. Right. So we back at the point of your dad. You done violated really, and you think you don't know you violated.
When my dad died, I went back to it. So what happened was I'm still working, and so I'm like, okay, you know, well, don't worry about parole. Whatever happened with parole, I can explain that. right? So I go to my job, and my job tell me, well, we're going to suspend you because, you know, you just took off. You didn't tell us nothing. Because I had been locked up. I ain't never had no job. I don't know you're supposed to notify nobody, nothing like that. So I let them know, you know, okay, well, whatever this happened. So I showed them my dad's obituary. They were like, all right, cool. So come back in 2 weeks. So here I'm strained up because I done went to all these funerals. I ain't got no money and won't nobody let me borrow any money.
Okay.
So I'm like, man,
you got to come up.
I just need to pay because I got my cars and everything. I've been doing good. You know what I'm saying? I just need to pay, you know, catch up.
Now, you only been out a year or so. You ain't even been out a full year.
I ain't been
about
out
6, 7 months, right?
I've been out maybe 6, 7 months.
Yeah.
But now I got the car, I got a house, I got rent, I got all this stuff I got to pay for. And now my job talking about 2 weeks and they, you know what I'm saying? So what you want me to do?
You got to get to it. So what did you end up doing?
Man, that's one of my homeboys. I was like, hey, man, I'm jammed up. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to stay away from them, right? So I'm like, hey, man, I'm jammed up. You know what I'm saying? I need some bread. He was like, I can't give you no bread, but
I can give you this. Yeah, that's how I did them too.
So I was like, all right, well, come on with it. So I said, I'm just gonna make 10,000 and then I'm gonna stop. Right? That's what I told myself.
Yeah.
I made about 80,000 in about 3 weeks. It wasn't no stop. So
and I don't need no damn job now either.
I didn't even need the job.
And I violated. I'm running really. You on the run.
I'm on the run. But anyway, I got jammed up by the grace of God with a half a brick, 40 cal, all that. They got me.
Half a brick, 40 cal. What happened after that?
I went back. That's when I went to praying.
How much they give you this time?
Listen to this. This is a funny story too, because when I got jammed up this time, I prayed. I was like, man, look here, Lord. I said, if you just give me, just if you can just let me see some daylight, man. I said, I promise you, I you know what I'm saying, I do whatever I need to do. You know what I'm saying, and I need to make my dad proud. You feel me? Like, what would my dad say right now?
Yeah.
He knew that his son was back in prison. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? He would be disappointed. So I said, what would he want me to do? He would just say, do better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, do better. So I was like, all right, bet. I'm gonna try to move forward and try to do better. And I prayed. I was just like that. So the first time they was coming at me 25, 15, and 5. Then it was 5. It was 15, 10, and 5. And then it was 5, 5. Then I said, they said, then they came with 3 8s.
3 8s?
3 8s.
Okay, 15, 10, and 5. You talking about 3 different cases with these different numbers?
3, because I ended up having I ended up catching one case, the dope case, a secret indictment, and the pistol case. Man. So I got all 3 of these cases I'm facing after just doing 11 years. So I told him, I said, listen, if you can get me something, under 10 years, something I can do, I'll take.
But okay, let's go back to the fact of how you basically was you listening?
No, I was talking to him.
Okay. Well, when you went back to jail, or when you was getting ready to go, when you was getting ready to get this time, the 10, I was thinking the 10, the 15, and the 5. I was thinking that was the same sentence they kept coming at you with, but these are 3 different things they're trying to give you time on, and then you end up getting 888. I read that in the book too.
I ended up getting 3 8s,
and it was ran concurrent.
Right.
That's dope.
Right.
How did you feel? How was you like? I got to take this.
Say, man, it was funny because I remember going back. I was in the government center. I remember going back into the government center, and I was happy that I had got 3 8s, and everybody was looking at me crazy because they were like, "Man, you got 8 years."
So you didn't never go to New Holland?
Oh yeah, I went to New Holland I went to New Holland when it first opened.
Oh man, that wasn't that a car?
That was in '96.
That was a car.
It was a Ford motor. Yeah. It used to be the Cook Chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was back when it first brand new when it
first jumped off.
Yeah, '96.
So when you get these 888, how much time did you end up doing on the concurrent?
6.
You did 6 years on that. So 11 and 6. Okay, that's 17 years. Wow, yeah. 17 years. Mm-hmm. And that was the last one when I meet you when you come home. Yeah. Man,
I was looking at your.
I was trying to get it there. You hear me?
Look, I remember looking at your pictures. These same pictures on the wall.
Some of the same ones.
These pictures come to prison. These same pictures, I was looking at them.
See how God to do it? You see how God to do it?
I was looking at these pictures.
What did you think when you seen the pictures? The pictures of me and Tip and Steve Madden. Yeah,
me and MJ,
let's go.
Me and MJ used to walk. Me and see, because everybody in prison. I say everybody in prison is not going to be real. I don't buy into this. Everybody the same and life is fair and everybody need a trophy. Everybody's not the same, right? So, when you in here, I was trying to, like I say, I was on a mission.
But check this out. when you see the picture, because I remember when I sent the pictures to the prison.
Right.
I was sending call me and my boy. I want him to be able to, look, nigga, when you get out, we gonna be kicking it.
He told me about
nigga,
you.
when we get out, we going to Vegas. We finna turn. We went to Vegas.
He told me. Listen, he was telling me about you. He's like, man, let me tell you something. He said, man, I got a homeboy in the world. He said, man, ever since I met him, he been telling me, you gotta chill, man, with this, what you doing.
Yeah.
I got a plan for us, man. Just listen to me. He said, I wouldn't listen to him. He said, man, he be sending me these letters right now. He got a plan for me. He want to open up these stores, man. I want to work with him, man.
Yeah.
We've been rocking from way back.
When he was a kid, yeah.
When he was a kid, he said, man, and he always has a love for me like a big
Real
brother,
talk.
man. He said, man, and that's why I said when I came, I said, man, I'm gonna come. Just
You came straight over here.
I
That
came
was
straight
dope.
over here. But man, because me and him, boy,
You
me and
wrote
him
me
went
about
through, yeah, me and him went through a lot because we left that unit. He followed me to another unit.
I know it. I don't see how that happens because you know how crazy it is in there.
It's 109 different units over there.
Wow.
And not only did he follow me over there, we were cellies.
Wow. You see how God do it?
We were cellies. And I was telling him when he came through the door, boy, I was so happy. It was like seeing, it was like Christmas. Say, man, it was so happy to see him over there. It was like,
Let me ask you this though about
Man.
when you get the pictures, y'all, what you say you thought something. What did you feel about the fact of, okay, he got a homeboy in the world, he lying, this nigga lying? I used to think every nigga was lying when they tell me stuff. I ain't trust these niggas locked up.
well,
you know that.
Pictures say a lot of things, so it really don't matter what somebody say. You can say what you want to. You pull out that picture.
You like, oh, the nigga got a picture.
Yeah, or somebody else come in there and they verify what, you know what I'm saying? So MJ was already verified.
Okay.
Everybody kind of knew who he was already from the streets and all that. But the pictures definitely, but he didn't show everybody. First of all, he
just
wasn't
showed-
show,
yeah.
he didn't show everybody the pictures.
Yeah, that's the way he is. He really
He definitely didn't show
he ain't
everybody.
finna do it.
He ain't finna do all that. He really didn't care about what anybody had to say.
Unless
Me
he
and
liked
him-
the guy, unless he
yeah.
was cool with the cat, or it was just
Me
somebody.
and him, we used to walk around the track a lot. That was our little old, things we used to do. Where I walk around and talk about, businesses and what you gonna do when you get out and stay away from, whatever they got in here. You know what I'm saying? All the gossiping, because men, like I say, men gonna talk. So you gonna talk about some real issues, or you gonna talk about with the gossip girl stuff. Go in there and talk about what came on the soap operas, what you watching on TMZ and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna talk about how you gonna take care of your family. So
Wow.
that's what I was on. And so he was like, hey, I'm gonna be, because you gotta realize I had been in prison 14 years
Yeah,
before MJ came into prison.
Real talk.
So MJ was like, and then he seen me and he was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody tell you who and when I tell people, I came from Cofield and I was on Cofield 12 years. Like you said, the TDC units.
Yeah,
I was on.
That's really we consider that not a rock and roll. It was like you had been locked up a long time and you was respected because they knew you was a person that dealt with time for a long while. When you say Cofield, right?
Cofield, one of the biggest and most. It's a legendary unit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I was on the Wallace unit. I was on Telford unit. That was
You was on Telford unit?
I was on closed custody.
Damn it.
I went closed custody after the Smith unit. Because I was in the biggest riot in the state of Texas, the Mexicans versus black.
Wow.
That was a big thing.
That had
right
to be
there.
crazy.
That's very crazy. People died in that riot. They said one person died in the riot, and I swear to God, at least 50 people died in that riot.
Wow, they try to.
But what they
And
do
this riot
cover
was
it
in
up.
prison?
Yeah,
in Lamesa,
I
Texas.
didn't know.
Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying?
they hide it from the
hide it.
public.
And they said only one person died.
They talking about one person got decapitated. That's the person who they call dying. But see, how prison does it? If they don't die, they life flighted all the people who died out of the unit. So nobody died out of the unit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they try
died
to play
somewhere
that,
else.
they
They
game.
died here. You see how they did it? But except the person who got his head cut off, yeah, of course he had.
He died. We couldn't lie about that one.
Yeah, he.
So let's do this, man. So when you come home, I see you. You come here. Now let's talk about the fact of how we get to.
Push it. Push it. Push it. Push. Keep pushing. Push it. Push. Keep pushing. Push it. Push. Keep pushing. No matter what you